Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of FTWGT Weekly. It's your boy Lenny, joined with the Limp Biscuit himself, Dirty Water, and he is sometimes entertaining.
Limp Biscuit?
You don't get the reference. Somebody out there might.
I don't know any of their songs.
Well, they had an album that might be about dirty water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not called Dirty Water, but like I said,
It's called Flint, Michigan?
No, dude. Dark Water is a great movie. I don't think that's about Flint, Michigan. Another week of having no good topics because the world of pop culture has been on hold. So you stumbled across something out there. I was talking about how I have plants on the table here.
Yeah.
I'll show the people out there. It's gonna
People want to know.
Yeah, like it's gonna blend into the green screen stuff probably.
Hold it in front of your chest.
I did. I put it right on my chest. I titty fucked it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we are a plant podcast, pro plant on this podcast. Nobody could say we're not. We're herbologists.
Yeah, because nobody knows that plant is plastic.
And it got me to thinking how I want to. I've been thinking about getting a new pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about getting a fish.
Yeah. So I was gonna bring that up, and like I'm waffling, dude. So I think we should have the discussion of what kind of pet I should get.
Okay.
So I've been looking around, and like a fish seems real easy, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. But then I could be like known to overdo things, and I might just get like
a whole aquarium.
Yeah, like a 40-gallon tank and start going like fucking ham.
And that shit gets expensive.
You know. So then I've been looking at like small animals.
Dude, you know what? If you want like a nice low maintenance pet, reptiles are the way to go.
I was looking at that a little too. What do you think? Which ones?
So when I was in like my middle school years, I had a bearded dragon and also a ball python.
Yeah, you're a sicko though. I forgot you had a fucking snake.
What? Why am I a sicko?
Okay, people out there, confirm. If you own a snake, you're a sicko.
Why though?
That's the weirdest fucking pet to own, dude.
No, they're great.
No.
Have you ever held a snake?
I don't want to. This is my point. That's why you're a sicko,
I think that's
dude.
the problem.
I'm not going to hold one.
I think if you held one, you'd change your mind.
I don't think there's a pet that I'd be less likely to hold.
Like,
to be fair, though, I owned a hamster and I didn't try holding that.
I don't like
scared
rodents.
me a little.
Well, I guess a hamster isn't a rodent, right? But like,
no, I think it is, isn't it? What is it then?
I forget. It's either a hamster or a guinea pig that's not actually a rodent.
I think a guinea pig's not a rodent. Google it. Is a hamster a rodent? I think it's a rodent. It has to be a rodent. Okay, let's go there. Because I think I'm more of a furry pet person. I have been looking, though, at iguanas. And
hamsters are rodents.
Not iguanas. Like, iguanas are too big, right?
They can be. But, I mean, bearded dragon would probably be.
Yeah, I was thinking about, like, something like that. But then you know what I hate a lot, dude?
Crickets?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I fucking hate crickets. I used to sleep out. My basement was finished when I was like growing up, so I would like sleep down there on the weekends a lot. And I remember waking up one night with a cricket sitting on like the pillow in front of my face. And
I've never had that experience.
It scarred me.
So I know when we had the bearded dragon, like there's different options on like what you could feed them, and so like we started with like vegetables, but once they hit like a certain point, they'll stop eating that and they want like live feed.
Yeah, because they want the like the live of the hunt, you know.
I guess, yeah.
The chase. They're out there chasing tail.
Going in for the kill.
So I've been like I was looking up like some websites that list like, you know, animals and like, you know, traits that because like one thing I did a good job of when I was buying Bailey was doing a lot of research about dog breeds. Because it's important
one whose behaviors match yours,
your personality traits, right? Like, because like I'm not like I can't get a golden retriever. I'm a fucking lazy fat ass, dude. Like, I'm not trying to be out there running laps with this motherfucker, right? Like, I knew that.
And so you got the dog that sleeps 22 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly. Like dude, our days off are perfect. We just lay in bed. It's quite great.
She was like, food, little walk. All right, cool. I'm napping.
Like I also like I had like bad experiences with dogs growing up too. Like I had a basset hound, which are normally friendly dogs, but it was an adopted one, and it like bit people.
Oh shit!
And it was just a real pain in the ass. Like they hit me with like, you know those stories you see in movies where they like lie to you about like what they do to the dog when they have to put him down.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
lied to me, dude. They had to go put that dog down, and like they
What did
just
they
told
tell
me
you?
that.
She ran away.
No, they told me they gave her away.
Ah, damn.
Cause she first, like, I was walking her one night, and I was just walking her up the street, so I put on like slippers, but they weren't mine. Um
So your mobility was
yeah, they were too
a
small
little
for my
impaired.
feet.
Gotcha.
And she saw another person walking a dog down the other end of the road and just took off running, and the leash flew out of my hand. And
Oh,
I couldn't catch up to it in time, and she didn't bite the person. Well, she did, but like not the physical person. She like nipped at his coat
okay.
and like ripped his coat. So that was like first offense, and then a fucking Jehovah Witness
Oh no.
walked up to my house, and we had her leashed on the front of my house, and we had signs, I think, that said like "Beware of Dog" too, or like, you know, like something like
Yeah.
that. But either way, the person still walked up, and like she was being kind of aggressive, and the lady reached her hand out, and she bit through the web of her
Oh.
between her thumb and her index finger. She like bit through
You
the
don't
web there.
Do that though. You don't just find a random animal and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna tame this thing by putting my hand out."
Yeah, like one that's being like aggressive and clearly doesn't want you there.
Like it's different if like like the owner's like holding the dog and they're like, "Oh no, like they're fine, like they don't really bite, like they just need to get to know you." Then it's like, "All right, cool. Maybe I feel a little bit more comfortable about putting my hand out." But like a dog that's by itself in a yard just yapping away at me, I'm good.
How do you feel when like people have dogs and they come up and like you're out in public at like a store or something and they like start sniffing your leg? Do you reach down and pet them, or do you just kind of like leave them?
So I like dogs, and for the most part, I typically like reach down and pet them. But like sometimes it's just like I'm not in the mood for this. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I'm a dog owner, so I definitely am a dog fan.
no, I love dogs, but like I'm also mildly allergic.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So like that's an issue. So like usually when I pet a dog, I have to go wash my hands right after. Because if I like accidentally like rub my eye or something, my eye's fucked for the rest of the day.
I feel like for me, I never pet them. Like, and it's not like I don't want to. Like, some dogs are really cute, and like I'm like, oh, that's funny. Like they're like they probably smell my dog on me, whatever it is. But like I don't know. I'm like, that's your dog, not my dog. We're like in a store.
Is it like cheating to you?
I just don't reach down and pet the dog.
You're just like, damn, I don't want to step out on Bailey right now.
And I think I give owners like this vibe that I don't fuck with their dog.
No, I get it. You're a one dog kind of man.
Yeah, like I rep my hood, dude. Like,
you got your ride or die bitch, and that's it.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna be disrespectful, dude. Like, I talk shit on other dogs, dude.
Not cheating on your dog is crazy.
But okay. So I was reading about like small animals to get, like, in trying to find the right one. And like I said, I had a hamster when I was younger.
What was the hamster's name?
It was me and a girl who had it together. Snuggles, maybe.
Okay, I was like, it's gonna be a gay ass name if you have to preface when it was you and a girl.
Yeah, it was definitely like it definitely was a gay ass name. Yeah,
okay.
And I should I tell the story?
Well, now you kind of have to.
Yeah, like statute of limitations is passed on this.
Oh.
So we only had this hamster for like a month, and
oh, you killed it.
We'll get there. So we
fuck. I think I've heard this story before.
I think I probably have told you. I've told the story a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But so we had this hamster for like a month, and I had it at my house here, and my grandmother at the time was like, I don't want that fucking thing in my house. Get it out. So she starts living at my girlfriend's house at the time. But my girlfriend has to go away, or is going away for like a week or two in the Cape. So the hamster can't stay at her house. And we actually used to take the hamster out with us places. And you know how we had they had those little running balls that you could put like a hamster in? You know, when you're like 19, 20, like, or like between like ages of like 16 to 20, you hang out in parking lots a lot, right? Stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
that
in cars, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So we used to chill in like a parking lot up the street from here, actually. And we would let the thing at nighttime, we would just let it run around the fucking parking lot in the little hamster ball and stuff. But so it was kind of accustomed to being in my vehicle. But my grandmother was like, you can't come, it can't be here. And I didn't have a place to put the hamster. So it lived in my car for like days. which was
Car must have
fine.
smelled horrible.
It was, well, not exactly. I mean, because I had a Saturn station wagon, so it was a pretty, like, I could access the trunk, like,
Okay.
you know, but it was a big enough car that I don't think it really caused that much of an issue. Either way, and it was the summer, so like you'd open the windows, so I think that also helped.
Yeah.
It was no problem. But here's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Driving around, hot day. All the bumps, you know how like the water works on a hamster?
Oh yeah.
They have to like hit it.
They like push the little ball up and it releases the water.
Yeah, like they tap it, and that's what gets the water to come out.
Yeah.
I would have never foresaw this happening. But driving around hitting bumps all day,
Drained all its water.
yes. And I just found the hamster dead in my trunk while she was away.
I feel like I shouldn't laugh at this part.
I mean, it's like, it's a fucking hamster, and it was a long
R.I.P.
time ago. There's a worse part to this story, too. So this leads to like an inevitable blow up because I killed this girl's fucking hamster. I had it for like 3 days.
Oh, it was no longer you guys' hamster. Now it was her hamster.
Yeah, we had a hamster together for a month, and I had it by myself for 3 days, and I just like murdered it. So that's on me. Totally on me. And imagine we already had a tumultuous relationship at the time, I remember. And imagine my fear having to call.
Like, fuck, how do I tell her?
Having to call her and be like, so, are you sitting down for this?
I'm afraid there's been a death in the family.
Yeah. I don't think we talked for the rest of the time she was in the Cape.
Jesus Christ.
So she comes back and she wants to, I don't know if she wants to do this. I don't know how this came to be. But like, have you ever buried an animal?
No.
Me neither. So are you familiar with like a Viking funeral?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Except it's a hamster in a like a plastic bag
Yep.
at Nantasket Beach.
You didn't have a boat to gracefully float it off in, huh?
I don't think it would have made it because here's the problem that happened. I tried putting this thing into the ocean.
And the
waves just kept bringing it back to me. So I had to walk out to like waist deep in this water and just throw the fucking thing. Polluting too. I'm not going to deny that. I'm a herbologist. I didn't say I was an ecologist, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's the last time I owned a hamster.
Oh,
and I
God.
feel like I have to take that one off the list because it wouldn't be in good conscience that I'd own another one.
Fair. Yeah,
Right.
we're not allowing that again.
Yeah, like
You clearly don't have a good concept of Viking funerals.
I went to trial on this one and I am banned from hamsters for at least 40 years. So,
Yeah.
like, I have to have a kid to have a hamster. That's
I
probably
don't
the
even think
rule.
your child's allowed to have a hamster.
You
Maybe
think it's
their
just passed
child's,
down?
but like, I think we got to skip a generation.
Oh my god. I fucked it up for them too.
Yeah, you did the hamster dirty.
So, people though online say that mice are actually really good pets to have.
What, like the white mice?
Yeah.
So
Or
that's
like a brown.
actually-
I think there's brown mice too.
Okay.
We don't have to like,
I'm just saying because like the white mice are the ones that you buy to like feed. So like that's what we used to feed the snake. But like we used to buy them early and we play with the mice for like a day or two.
Well, that's why you're a sicko. Like you were befriending the thing that you were walking to its doom.
Well, like they were nice. Like they like felt like cool in your hand and like I don't know.
Yeah,
but
you were
then
thinking about strangling it.
No, I left that to the snake.
It was always like, so I've seen
Because
the videos.
that's how the snake would kill him.
Okay, because I've seen the other one. Actually, I have seen that.
Like
'cause
they would
I-
latch in and then they'd coil around it
Yep.
and like tighten up.
I have a friend who, like a year or two ago, got a python. I remember when he first fed it, he showed me like videos of it because he filmed it on like slow motion,
Oh god.
you know.
Yeah.
And like it's just like the rats like running or the mouse is running around the cage, like nothing's like a problem. It's like everything's all good because the snake's not hungry yet, and eventually the snake gets hungry and you can just see it ready up and then it just snaps.
Yeah.
It's intense. Like I couldn't watch that.
And then you see like the lump of the mouse in its like body, and then it like slowly like minimizes.
Have you ever seen the movie Road Trip?
Nah.
What's that guy's name? My bum is on your lips. My bum is on your lips.
Don't you pucker up and just give it a little kiss.
Who is that? Not weird. Tom Green. Tom Green.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in that. He owns a snake, and like there's like scenes of it killing mice. So either way, I was like, a mouse could be kind of cool, right?
I think you should entertain the snake, and then you get to play with both.
Nope. Snake is off the table, people.
Why?
Snake is completely off the table.
You don't have to get a huge one like a ball python.
Would you get Would you get a spider?
No. Oh shit. Sorry, guys.
Inappropriate.
Yeah, no, that's a big L on my part. Spam risk.
Fuck, I hate those calls. I fucking hate those calls. They call it like 8 a.m. They call like, they have no sense of time to call, dude. It's fucked up.
Oh. And then like whenever they leave a voicemail, it's always in Chinese. Like, can y'all like research the language I speak first?
You know what? It's always for me.
What?
Xfinity, AT&T.
So it's funny because like, you know how on like the iPhones when they leave a voicemail and you have the visual voicemail and it tries to transcribe it. So the Chinese ones, it still tries to transcribe it in English, and it just basically picks out what English word the word might kind of sound like, and it's just a whole bunch of gibberish. It's fucking hilarious.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah, Xfinity just like is convinced that I'll switch my cell phone service over, and AT&T is convinced that I'll sign up for their cable streaming. It's a war.
Is AT&T's cable streaming even available in our area?
Yeah, Uverse. It's satellite based, I believe.
Oh, so garbage like DirecTV.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So, would you ever own a spider?
No.
Why?
I'm just terrified of spiders.
I won't own a snake.
You're terrified of snakes?
Doesn't sound that crazy, does it?
I mean, no, it doesn't sound crazy, I guess, when you put it that way, but like fuck.
yeah, dude, wow.
Have you ever thought about going to law school?
Put you in a real fucking bind there, didn't
I? Shut me up real quick.
Oh. And spiders are a crazy pet, too. Like, what can you do with a spider, dude?
I don't know, because my cousin had a pet tarantula, and like, I was like, yo, that's wild. What if it gets out? And they're like, oh, it's cool. They take the fangs out or whatever the fuck they have. I don't think it's fangs, but
No,
like they like
do
devenom them and
yeah,
take, like
they do have. Well, maybe they have to keep the fangs so they can eat, but maybe
whatever. They take something out of them that makes them like harmless or whatever. And it's just this big furry spider, and I was like, yeah, fuck out.
But like, you won't. Who wants to hold that?
Hell no. I'm getting chills even talking about it.
Yeah, like those things are fucked up. Too many legs, dude. It's just way too many legs. No more than 4. That's what I say, or a 5th if they're. You know,
so a pet horse.
Yeah. We're making Mr. Hands next week. So the one that I'm most intrigued by, though, as we burned, they say we don't got topics, baby. Watch this.
These are always the craziest ones.
The one that has intrigued me the most, Dante.
Yep.
Rabbit, a bunny.
Okay, so I've interacted with bunnies, and they're kind of like cats.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like they don't want to. So they don't want to be held at all, but they want you to play with them.
Well, the bunny I'm thinking of, like I held it. Like I have a friend that has like a couple bunnies, and like,
how big's its living habitat?
They have a whole room for it.
That's one of the things that intrigues me, but I feel like I can't really pull it off. Is like, I have a lot of empty space, and I was like, what if I just have a room that's gated off?
Oh, like set up like a huge like playpen kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a bunny room.
Dude, you have like a little like zoo exhibit.
Yeah, I just have a bunny room, and like this dude's just like chilling.
Put down some AstroTurf for it,
and I guess they're like really quiet. Except for if they get like anxious, they start thumping on the ground.
Huh. Okay.
But that's the one that like it seems like
they
biggest.
Shed a lot.
Yeah, that'd be a problem for you, not so much for me.
Yeah. No, I mean like it's just insane. Like, you know how like long-haired golden retrievers shed like crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Rabbits shed worse than that.
They did say vacuum cleaners is actually one of the things they hate.
Really?
Yeah. That's one of the things that gives them anxiety.
Well, you're gonna have to work through your anxiety, buddy, because we're gonna need that.
They also said they chew through a lot.
Really?
Yeah, like you can't have like wires and stuff.
All right, so no keeping a rabbit in the pod room.
No, I would probably keep it in the room next to this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
I don't think I can pull it off. I think also the part of it is like there is more of like a you have to plan more for a rabbit.
It's more of a responsibility of caring for it.
Exactly. Yeah, and I feel like if I'm gonna get a small animal, it's not that I don't want to care for it, but like I don't want it to be to the level of Bailey that I have to like think about it too.
Where it's almost like another child.
Yeah, but at the same time, I like that it is more of an interactive pet, and like I like the idea of giving it like a full space just to see what it does with like that, as opposed to a hamster that's just like in a cage. Yeah.
Maybe we get a gecko.
Okay. Do they actually change colors? Or are they the ones that change colors?
No, you're thinking chameleon.
Fuck. Damn it. Yeah. You could tell I didn't research reptiles that much.
I could tell.
Like, but what do I do with that? Again, isn't that a cricket thing?
No, those I'm pretty sure just feed on like vegetables.
Freeze-dried flies?
Maybe.
I could do that.
Maybe. I'd have to look more into it.
Is a fish just the easiest option?
I mean, yes and no. Because, like, everybody thinks fish are easy because, like, oh, cool, they're just swimming around in water and you just tap in a little food here and there. But, like, I can't really interact with it, right? Also, like, people don't understand how important, like, for certain fishes, like, the temperature of the water and the pH levels of the water and all that stuff is. And, like,
I think that's my beef with it is, like, once you buy a fish, like, I'm just buying stuff for it to look cool in the cage, in the tank with, right?
Yeah. You're basically just buying a shelf piece.
I have another pet story. Fuck. Should I tell this one? I've been a notoriously bad pet owner when you go back on my history.
Dude, Bailey.
She's done great.
I'm glad you got it good. Cause like...
Yeah. I had to learn from all these other trials and tribulations. I had 2 turtles for a while.
Okay.
This was like post 20 years old too, mind you.
Okay.
Funny enough, dating another girl. And somebody they know works at like a PetSmart. And this person leaves 2 red-haired sliders on the floor at a PetSmart.
Oh, like just like abandon them? Like I don't want these anymore?
Yeah, like abandon them there, basically.
Gotcha.
And they took them home with them, but they were like, dude, we have too many pets. Like, we're not going to keep turtles. And I was just like, well, that seems like an easy pet to own. Right?
Was it not?
It was not, dude, because when I got them, they were tiny, right? So it was all good. But as they got older, come to find out it's a male and a female.
Oh, shit.
So I had 2 of them. Also, the size tank that you have to have for like a full-grown female, the females get way bigger than the males. And to the size tank when they get full grown for a red-eared slider, or I think is it a red tail or red-eared? Help me out, yeah. I don't remember.
Red-eared slider.
Yeah. So I had to get like a 40-gallon tank, and that was only big enough for one of them.
Damn.
To give them like the room to appropriately swim around. So when the 2 of them, for like a lot of their young, like the first year I owned them, the 2 of them were fine, right? But once they became of age and now they're full grown, like mating season comes around. And I would just like, I walked into the cage one day, Dante, walked into my room one day, and they were just beefing. Like the girl turtle was just whipping this thing around. Like bit it and was like freaking out on it. So I had to like reach in the tank and separate them. And I moved one of them to the smaller tank that I initially had for them. Because like when they gave me these turtles, dude, they gave me them in like a 10-gallon tank or like a 20-gallon tank for 2 turtles. So when they were a baby, no problem. They outgrew that in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just Googled it. Like if you have more than one, you need minimum 50-gallon tank.
Yes. And like that stuff does, like they don't tell you that like owning turtles is actually kind of expensive to like keep up with that stuff, especially if you have 2 of them. So I tried putting them back together in the tank again. This time I catch them fucking.
Oh?
Yeah. I saw 2 turtles fuck.
Okay.
Clip that.
I just wanna take it nice and slow.
That freaked me out, obviously, because I don't want more turtles.
Like, yo, bro, wrap it up.
So I ended up giving, I had to separate them again, and I don't know what ended up happening, but essentially, like, the smaller turtle just didn't make it. I don't know if it got separation anxiety, whatever it is. I think it's hard to kill a turtle. Like, they're supposed to live for a long ass time.
Yeah, I think like 30, 40 years type thing, right?
Yeah, and then the second one, dude, now that I'm talking about it, I don't know what happened to the second one, if I'm being completely honest. Which makes me think it probably died too.
Oh, God.
But I don't know how that would have happened, because that one was by itself in like a 40-gallon tank. So that one was like had more than enough.
Like living large.
Yeah, like it was doing well for itself. Like, and I was good with it. But yeah, like I don't know.
Feed a turtle?
Yeah, you feed it turtle food, obviously.
Obviously.
It's like little flakes.
No, okay, so it's like fish food.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I didn't know if you fed it like, like insects or vegetables or some shit like that.
But to be fair, as far as me learning from like stuff, right? Like I think one of the lessons I had gotten from that, like when I ended up getting Bailey, was I did all that research before I got Bailey, because I just like inherited turtles that I had no fucking clue what I was supposed to do with them. It was just like, hey, I hadn't had a pet since like the hamster for a month, and then my dog that ended up biting somebody, right?
Yeah.
So I hadn't had a pet in like 10 years at that point. And I was just like, fuck, I'll take turtles. Like, those seem like, my grandmother didn't want me to have a rodent. Like, a turtle isn't going to bother them at all, Maybe, do you think I run it back with turtles?
I don't know, man. You're making them sound complicated and expensive.
But I also just wasn't at a point where I was prepared for, like, the responsibility of that.
But, like, also, like, are we getting one turtle? Multiple turtles?
I would only go one turtle now.
All right.
But like, they're not even
lonely?
They're not even fun.
No, they're not.
Really, animals. It's kind of cool.
Something that's like fun to like pick up and play with.
Oh, you know what I think happened, Dante? You know what this dumb fucking turtle will do all the time? And I have pictures of it still. Maybe we can throw that in the pot. I'll send them over to you. I think I still have them, or maybe I don't. I don't know. I might have deleted off an old phone.
Okay.
You never know what came over in a backup and didn't come over in a backup.
Yeah.
I would come home, and I would find the turtle would use, because it didn't have a platform, because they'd want to bask they'd have a heat lamp over the top of it. Okay. And they'd want to bask in like the sun for a while, and then they would go back into the water. So this fucking turtle would prop itself up and escape.
What?
Yes. It would climb, like, because the water was like up high enough, and it got to the point where it's almost a foot long. And because like it said, they grow to mature age is like 11 inches, right? Is what it said.
Yeah.
So it's like
6 to 11 inches.
It's that big. It's like bigger. It's about probably the size of like a little bigger than the palm of my hand.
I mean, 11 inches is big.
Yeah. So this was probably like more like 8 inches.
Like now that I'm like visualizing it, like I understand why they need such a big tank.
Yeah. So this was probably like 8 inches though.
Okay.
But big enough, like it would be the size of my palm of my hand, basically. And it could go from the little platform that it could like lay on and prop itself up, and I would come home and I would find it on top of its cage, like its enclosure. And then sometimes I came home and I would just find it on the floor, because it like just tossed itself out from the fucking enclosure. So maybe that's how it went. I don't know. That's more suicide though.
I know when we had our snake, that's the reason we had to get rid of it.
It would just find its way out.
No, he never used to find his way out, but like one day we came home and my stepmother was just like, "Where's the snake?" And we're looking in the cage and we're like, "Oh, maybe he's like under the hay." And we like open it up and we're like sifting around. We're like, "Fuck, he's not in here." So like, fuck, he got out. And so my stepmother's like, "You find that thing right now," because she already hated that we had the snake.
Yeah, I don't blame
her. She was like, "Find that thing right now." So we're like ripping the house apart, looking for it. And of course, of all places, we find it in her room.
Ugh.
So by that point, we're like, oh no, we can get like a better cage and like get like locks for the top and blah blah blah. And she's like, nope, y'all getting rid of it.
And you just did you have a friend who took it or?
I don't actually remember how we got rid of it. I don't know if
this
we
is
like
what I'm
dropped it off
talking
at a
about with
pet
the turtle.
store or like what happened, but like I just know we couldn't have it anymore.
This is what I was talking about with the turtle. You just forget what happened to it at some point.
Yeah. I don't know. Like my stepbrother might have gave it to his brother or something. I can't remember what happened to it.
I had a friend growing up who she had a chinchilla, and the chinchilla escaped, and I think they found it like a while later, like it had gotten into the vents.
Damn.
And it didn't make it.
Damn.
Yeah.
That must smell.
Chinchillas are kind of lit, dude.
I don't actually know what a chinchilla looks like.
Chinchillas are kind of lit.
Oh. It's just like a little fat mouse.
Yeah. Kind of cute little motherfucker, isn't he?
Yeah. A little fluffy
They're
tail
too big, though, I think.
Is a chinchilla a friendly pet?
Hit us with the facts.
It just says they're quite shy and more appropriate as pets for adults and older children.
Well,
okay.
I fit the criteria. Do you think they're I was going to say bacterial, but like allergenic?
Hypoallergenic? Is that what you're trying to say?
Thanks.
Probably not.
You should get a pet, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it for a little bit now here, and I think it's clear that I would love to get a snake. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm allowed to get one.
Yeah, well, they're a demon animal, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Yeah. Did it say?
Chinchillas are amongst the most hypoallergenic exotic pets you can own.
Dude, get a chinchilla, dude.
What the fuck? All right.
There you go. We found you a pet, dude. In the efforts to find me a new pet, we found you a new pet.
Why can't it be our new pet?
Well, because we're not dating.
Oh, well, I didn't mean it like that.
As
like,
I've shown,
pause.
I only get
like
animals with.
I just meant like the good taste mascot.
No, my real reason is that infers I have to take ownership of it.
Yeah,
I don't want that. Like I want, if I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get one for myself and take ownership of it.
Their life expectancy is 10 years.
It's not bad.
It's alright, I guess.
Dealing with your pet's mortality as an adult is way different.
Dog.
Yeah, literally my dog.
Well, shit.
I have to I don't know if that's like, I think that's just a realistic thing to have that cross your mind every once in a while.
No, that's definitely a tough one though. Like,
because Bailey's 7,
bro.
You know, like
my boy's dog. Like, I felt fucked up like when my boy's dog died. It wasn't even my dog. Like, yo,
yeah,
that's the homie.
Yeah, it's like one of those like, because I feel like when at the age that we're at still, like death is somewhat unexpected. Unless it is expected from like an elderly person. Yeah. And then it's easier to accept because
you've already thought about it.
And like you can visually see it too, right?
Yeah.
You see people age, you know that it happens eventually to us, or it happens out of nowhere because of sadder reasons, like when we're,
yeah,
for whatever. But with your dog, like a dog's lifespan's like 10 years, 15 years.
Depends on the breed, but yeah.
Right? Like, so it's kind of crazy to own, like that feels like a long time when you first get them, but like 10 years in the grand scope of your entire life isn't like you could own 5-6 different dogs in your whole life, or more than that. So like, I just find it like now that she's 7, I do think about it sometimes and I'm like, dude, like I could be approaching like 3, 4, 5 years left,
Yeah, at the same time, though, it's not a healthy way to look at it.
No, it isn't. But I think it
enjoy
is.
The time you got with her.
But I do think, like, I don't know. You have to like think about mortality still too. Like, I think I understand where it's not healthy. Like, I do think it's probably gonna be. It's weird for some people too, because I also don't think I'm thinking about it in like a negative way. But it's also like I have to appreciate that, like, and be realistic to it too. I think it also helps for me maybe to wrap my head around it, so I don't lose my mind when it happens.
I guess I've never had to deal with like the death of a pet either, and like growing up, we've pretty much had pets like the whole time. Mm-hmm. But I think typically what happens is like we moved around a lot when I was younger, and so like we'd end up moving somewhere where like we couldn't have pets, so we'd always end up having to give them away.
So you never
and
had
then
to
get
deal
another
with
one,
that.
and then
Yeah.
give them away, and then get another one. So like, never had to deal with them dying. It was just like, oh, they're just somewhere else.
Well, it's like, look at my history, right? It's like I had a dog that they lied to me, and I didn't know, right? And then like small animals, I just don't think you can grow the same attachment. I'm not saying you don't love them like as anybody who has them, but like
they
a cat
don't show
or
as much of a personality. As
yeah, like a cat or a dog,
does.
especially a dog, like is like your companion. A cat kind of is a standalone animal, so they don't really need you.
They still
as
have
much.
personality though. So
They so they definitely have personality, and like they're and every cat's different too. So like there are ones that are super like affectionate and caring and all of that stuff, but I don't think it's ever like to the same level of a dog, you know? Like a cat, you put a cat out by itself and like let it be an outdoor cat, and you might not see it for days at a time, right? They're just cool. They'll figure it out. Like they might come across something at some point that like does them in, but for the most part, they're pretty self-sufficient and not nearly as reliant on a human. But if I put Bailey out,
she's chilling at the door waiting for you to let her back in.
Or she's lost forever. like there's no helping this dog if she's not in this house, you know? And that's the difference. Like I just think like dogs know how she at least knows how reliant she is on me and the comfort that I find in having her around. Like I would feel very lost not having her around. It's weird on like the days, like there was a time like 3 or 4 months ago, I dropped her off at the vet, and normally they keep her for like 2 or 3 hours because they give her shots and like do whatever. Yeah. And then they call me at like noon or 1 o'clock. These motherfuckers didn't call me, didn't have me pick her up till like 6 p.m.
I think I remember that because we recorded that day.
Yeah, and it was like the weirdest day ever, dude. Going like from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with not having her in the house was like very weird to me.
I mean, it was even weird for me that day. Like, I'm just used to like hearing her in the room and like,
yeah, she's just snoring right now.
Yeah, which is, I'm glad the mics aren't picking it up. But
yeah,
that's a typical thing.
Yeah, like it's just part of like what goes on, you know. So yeah, I just think like I don't know, the mortality thing's probably weird for a lot of people, but it does cross my mind sometimes that like you don't know how long it is, because I think when I was researching, I think that might also be what it is when I was researching all the type of dogs to get. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that like you saw with the chinchilla thing, one of the first things they tell you is life expectancy, and I'm pretty sure I know what Bailey's life expectancy is, and that'll fuck you up too, because you basically like that's the other thing we didn't talk about with human death is there's no like designed expiration date. You know, like I said, it's more of a visual thing. You see somebody age, you see what they're going through, and for the most part,
averages,
the most part, it just kind of happens eventually. Whereas like a dog, like it's like they tell you ahead of time, like they live to like this is the cap. If you get more than this,
you're on borrowed time.
Yeah, exactly, right.
But like honestly, like sometimes like that shit's way off too, because like for example, like I don't know, I guess it's different between like certain breeds of cats or whatever, but like. My boy had a cat that, like, I think her life expectancy was supposed to be, like, 14 or 15 years. The cat lived to be, like, 23.
23? Jesus Christ.
Like, something crazy like that. Like, I know it was, like, oh, like, the cat's, like, was, like, the same age as him. Like, he was all fucked up when the cat died.
Do you think it's a matter of, like, cats having... Like, cats don't carry the same weight that, like, dogs do? Like, I feel like that's the type of stuff that contributes to their health, right? Like... and being able to live longer.
Yeah, I guess like cats are typically like more active, but I don't know. You also have like lazy cats too.
But like they're more agile too. Like they just don't live it. Like they're not as heavy.
They're more lean.
Yeah, you know, like because like fucking Bailey's a load, dude.
Yeah, when she moves, you can see she's feeling the weight.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's she's part bulldog. Like she's carrying something. She's got a little junk in her trunk.
Don't talk about it like that, please.
We've gone for 40 minutes, basically, on pets.
Hey, you say you got nothing. We squeezed water out of a rock here.
So, let me know, for the pet owners out there, what your favorite pets are. Give me some advice. Like, what kind of small animal, if you've owned any, have you had the best experiences with? RIP to all the pets that you've lost. If you have any funny stories about them, though, feel free to share. I'd feel a lot better about mine. And yeah, let's get on to
Whether or not your stories are funny depends on the audience.
Yeah, perspective. Yeah, I get that. I get that. The hamster one is like...
You and I find that hilarious.
They sell
There's
hamsters.
definitely somebody listening that's
Okay.
like, that guy's a fucking asshole.
Here's the thing, though. A hamster costs $40.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, a video game can last longer.
It's just fucked up putting a price on a life like that.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like a PlayStation 5 game costs more than a hamster. Put that in perspective.
Yeah.
You know, they put the cost on the life. I didn't put the cost on life. But it's only worth as much as you'll pay for them. People ain't paying more than $40. You know what people aren't paying for anymore either, Dante?
What?
iCarly on Paramount.
Dog, the segues. Oh my god.
Canceled after 3 seasons.
Oh man, that was like the newer one, right? Like with them all grown up or whatever.
Yeah. I've not watched, but we talked about this last night when we were playing Payday, that my algorithm recently has been like Boy Meets Girl.
Yeah.
Or Girl Meets World, rather. Sorry. Boy Meets
Boy
Girl.
Meets Girl.
Girl Meets World. And at some point, iCarly, actually, the new one popped into my algorithm at a point. And I never watched the original either. I don't know if you did. That's maybe more your age range than mine. I remember her.
Parts of it, yeah.
I remember her coming off of Drake and Josh, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's where I knew her from, because I liked Drake and Josh when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I never got into her show. It just kind of missed me. But I caught some of the clips of the new one, and she's been on a couple of podcasts. I think I saw her on like Whitney Cummings. Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
Your phone rings, like my burp just radiated.
That just sounded like that one snuck up on you.
It did. It came out of fucking nowhere. A sneak attack. So she was on the Whitney Cummings podcast at some point, and I just thought she was kind of she seemed kind of cool. She seems kind of chill. So I don't know if that's where it led to her being in my algorithm, but the show popped up and it seemed fine. Like they did a good job with the new one. So I want to get into a quick little topic off of that, but I did find one thing funny. There was a post on X videos that said,
I forget you call it that, and like it just threw me off. I was like, yo, bro.
That's what they call it, Dante. It's X.
It's called X, not X videos.
Well, like when you put a video on it, though, what is it?
It's still just X, all right?
No.
Like, when you say X videos, that's a whole different website, and that's not one you just go on to like research things.
When they put a video on X, what would it therefore be called? An X video.
It'd be called a video on X.
All right. Well, if you want to get like really long with the verbiage, sure, you could do that. So the last thing that they do on this show, and again, not familiar with the storylines, but the last screen cap from this show is her just staring at the screen, and the caption underneath it just says "Mom?" ?
The fuck?
That's the cliffhanger they left it on. I guess they don't know their mother, and they were gonna do it like they didn't know they were getting canceled, so they're gonna be doing a 4th season and like getting into like they found their mother. And that's where they left their whole fan base.
Did they not have parents in the show?
Seems that way.
I'm trying to remember the show now.
No, she's always with that creepy dude. Right?
There was like the one kid she was always with, and then the blonde girl.
But then the adult.
Oh, as an adult, is he a creep? I don't know. I didn't see the new one.
No, in the original show, there was like an older guy that they were always with.
Was there? I'm forgetting this. I don't know.
Pull up iCarly, dude. You have a computer in front of you. This led to an actual topic, though. Reboots of TV shows.
I don't even know how I'm going to look this up. I'm not
Just
watching
look at that guy, 4th guy in.
This guy?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Wasn't he like an older brother or something like that?
Maybe that's what he is. But I think that's who she lives with.
Okay. Yeah. I do remember this now. Yeah.
So maybe that's the case, is that they're brother and sister and they never knew, or they just haven't seen their mom in a really long time.
Because he's supposed to be Spencer Shea and she's Carly Shea, so
there we go.
Yeah.
So that's where they left the show, was on a cliffhanger of like "Mom?" The last line to ever be said in an iCarly. I find that to be very funny.
Insane. So
reboots of older TV shows. I think there's one obvious one for you that I'm sure stands out. I thought it was interesting because like I've been intrigued by Girl Meets World because of TikTok. But at the same time, the perfect thing with TikTok, I've been going through this also with like the Ultimate Fighter on there, where there's like certain TikTok channels that just upload like story arcs in clip fashion of shows, and it just makes it so I don't have to watch the entirety of
It
a
just kind of
season.
gives you the abridged version.
Yeah, like, and it's kind of nice, you know, like they're all in like 2-minute little like clips, and it's like part 1, part 2, part 3, and you can kind of just
I like that.
roll through them. So it's kind of nice. But are there any that stand out for you?
As far as reboots,
Yeah, there's one very obvious one to me. For you specifically, you loved it.
I loved it.
You did.
No.
No, this is not even me just like making shit up. Not that I do that.
You do that all the time, but I loved it. What reboot are we talking about? GG.
Knock Gossip Girl.
Gilmore Girls.
Yes.
They're
That was a
doing a
hit,
reboot?
right?
Yeah, that was a hit. They're doing a reboot?
No, they already did. You watched it.
Oh, they did like the fucking like it was like a little like limited special thing or whatever.
Okay, they brought it back like 10 years after it was canceled. That's still a reboot.
Fair point, yeah.
So like that's one I think that they did successfully. People loved so I think I haven't watched enough of them. We talked about Sabrina a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like they brought that back. But I don't know if that qualifies the same way.
I don't think that counts as a reboot. That's more of like a retelling because like Sabrina was pulled from the comics to begin with, right?
Yeah. Archie comics.
Yeah.
So
I forgot the name. That's why I didn't say it.
That one maybe doesn't count too because it doesn't follow like iCarly or Gilmore Girls brings back the original characters.
Yeah.
Same thing as like A Girl Meets World has Corey, Sean, Topanga, Eric.
Really?
All in it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Corey plays like the school professor now. Topanga, he's married to Topanga.
Corey's a professor now,
or like a teacher, not a professor, probably
or
not.
a teacher,
fair,
I guess.
But like he's like the Mr. Feeney,
but yeah, no,
Mr.
that's
Feeney, or like he's more like because he's not as old
Professor
as
Feeney.
He's in the show actually.
No, but I'm saying wasn't Mr. Feeney a professor?
He did both. He was a teacher for like, but then when they went to college, he went to college with
That's
them.
what it was. Okay.
A couple more that stand out to me though. I didn't watch it, but Veronica Mars got brought back just basically off of a Kickstarter campaign.
I'm not familiar with that show.
It was a CW show. I think it ended up being a movie on the reboot, but they brought it back off of like a Kickstarter campaign. Look up Veronica Mars Kickstarter. Try that because I just want to know like how crazy it got.
Let's see. This is from 2019, so this isn't recent. Oh, that chick.
Yeah, Kristen Bell, married to Dax Shepard. They do Samsung washer and dryer commercials.
Huh. Fastest project to reach $3 million.
Like the fan support was so crazy for it because it got done so dirty in its like last season of TV run. It might have been a writer's strike show, like that's how Lost got fucked up and all those shows got fucked up in like the mid 2000s. Was there was a writer's strike and it led to like terrible seasons of TV that screwed up a lot of like the progression of storylines for stuff. And I think that maybe Veronica Mars just didn't come back post the writer's strike. So then like the fans got so heavily behind it that they got it back up and running. Another one for me, X-Files. They had like the long run back in the day, and then they came back with a movie, We Want to Believe, if I want to enunciate better. And that movie, by the way, I haven't watched it in a very long time, but I remember being like very impressed by that movie when it came out. I'm not going to pretend to be like the biggest X-Files fan, but I do like David Duchovny, and I've been on the Gillian Anderson thing for a little while now because she's in sex ed. So I like her as well. They brought that show back for like a limited TV series run though, I think too. And that was pretty good. Is there any other ones that we're missing? I'm sure there are.
Weren't there like other like Disney reboots? What was the other one? Or is it Nickelodeon? The other show like iCarly.
I mean, you can help me out here. I don't. Twilight Zone, no.
Zoe 101. That's what it was.
Okay. That had a rerun, a reboot.
Didn't it have like Zoe 102? You were the one telling me about it.
Maybe they're making it. Maybe that's what we talked about on here, that they're making it.
I think I saw a trailer.
She
for
just
it the
got.
other day. I forget what streaming service it's supposed to be on, but I think I saw a trailer And like I remember seeing the trailer and being like, damn, that looks interesting. And then at the very end, it was like Zoe 102, and I was like, wait, what?
She got bounced from Dancing with the Stars this week.
Who? Jamie Lynn?
Yeah.
Damn.
Not shocking with the dance moves we've seen from the Spears family recently, right?
Yo, there's so many like different like the crazy shit people can do with like video editing is
the
hilarious.
Michael Myers one is
I was gonna
so
say
funny.
the Michael Myers one is fucking hilarious.
She's so off-putting, and it's so crazy because she was such like an icon of my youth. To see what she is now,
You're just like, ah.
And it's easy with athletes; they just blame stuff on CTE. But like, I don't know what happened to this chick. She just had like, I mean, and granted, we knew she had a mental breakdown like a long time ago, but it got worse. Another one that I have here, That's So Raven.
That there's a reboot of that?
Yeah, it's called Raven's Home. Came out in 2017.
Huh.
And it aired 6 seasons. Holy shit.
Damn.
That's got to be one of the longest running ones.
Yeah, so that one must have been successful. I'm surprised I didn't hear about it.
Will and Grace, didn't watch that. I know you didn't. You're anti-gay.
No, I'm not. I think I've seen like the first 3 episodes.
Okay, so you're pro-gay.
Yep, I'm an ally.
Here's one. We got Saved by the Bell, and then Fresh Prince just had. But Fresh Prince is produced by Will Smith, has nothing to do with the original series, I think.
Oh yeah, I heard it was whack though, so I never even checked it out.
I didn't hear one way or another, I suppose. That's what I got.
Sick.
I can't think of any other ones. Can you?
Dawson's Creek? No, I'm just kidding.
Didn't get, dude. They reboot that. I'm in. James Van Der Beek wants to make a return. Although Dawson's like the worst character on that show, to be honest. Oh, Mighty Ducks Game Changers.
Oh yeah, that's
very good. Very good show. Only watched the first season because the one character that they had kept in, Emilio Estevez, was an anti-vaxxer, and they wouldn't let him on the second season because he was a psychopath.
But like now we don't care about vaccination records, so maybe we can get him back for season 3.
Yeah, I mean that shit wasn't even real.
Honestly, I think it destroyed my immune system.
Yeah, I saw somebody was talking about today. Like, you know, they sent out that big alert.
Oh yeah.
Today, right? That it was going to trigger something in the vaccinations to turn people into zombies.
I was gonna activate our microchips.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, I'm not a zombie, so
yeah.
Or at least I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe it takes a while to kick in.
I mean, I got the Johnson and Johnson, so it's like I didn't even realize I got water injected.
I think I got
veins.
Pfizer.
Oh, you got the real deal, dude.
Yeah, I got the cryptochronic cuddle app.
You're real government. I got the one that they were like, this is like a 50% success rate.
It's a little diluted, but it'll work.
Yeah, like, I just got the watered down one because I didn't want to have to get 2 shots. I was just like, give me one, dude. Get me out of here. I just want to be able to say I did it. It's like skydiving.
Is that how that works?
I went bungee jumping. I got this fucking vaccination. All right, so what we've been watching?
What have we been watching?
I went to the movies twice last week. 3 times, actually, but once we talked about on recording last week, The Expendables. Check that out.
He loved that movie.
Yeah.
Go check his review. He loved that movie. He talked about it for 18 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I loved being able to vent my frustrations about it, certainly. That made me feel a lot better. So I went post that. I saw Wednesday last week, I went and saw an early release of The Creator. And then Thursday last week, I saw Saw.
Okay.
Saw 10. Okay. Which one should I start with?
Start with Saw.
Start with Saw. Okay. You want to take a stab at where it fell on my ranking?
Ranking in comparison. Okay. On your total ranking.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say you probably gave this 2.5 star. And it probably fell somewhere between 14th to 19th.
So you were correct on the 2.5 stars. You were incorrect on the where it falls on the list.
Damn.
So, but I'm impressed that you got the 2.5 stars out of it. This movie's actually getting really good reviews. If you pull up like the Rotten Tomatoes audience scores, I think they're both relatively high, like a 60% Rotten Tomatoes and maybe like an 80% audience score or something. So I'm definitely in the minority of feelings on this.
Oh, shit.
84 and 91.
Damn.
Which makes no fucking sense, like, to be completely honest, that, like, it's not that good. Like, it's fine. It's
I love that you can just look at the score and be like, what the fuck do these critics know?
I mean, I side with the audience, so like, but this is where I'll give it a little out here, right? This is not my genre of movie. I love horror movies, but like I've always said on here, like it's a very specific kind of horror movie that is my preferred type of horror movie. And like torture porn isn't necessarily my genre. Now, this isn't as torture porny as some of the middle sequels were, but to me, so do you know where this takes place in the timeline, and how familiar are you with the Saw franchise?
I know the basis of it, and that's about it. I've never watched any of them.
Never seen any of them.
No, I think I've said it before. I don't really care for gore, so like,
yeah, it'd be a tough series.
Yeah.
So this takes place in between Saw 1 and Saw 2. This is like a prequel.
Okay.
It's a sequel to, I don't know how you'd describe it. Because like it's a sequel, but it's also a prequel. You know what I'm saying? It's a prequel.
A sequel?
No, it wouldn't work. A pre-sequel? A pre-sequel seems good.
Okay.
Because it's pre to all the other sequels.
It's before and after, but it's not the present.
So the first one is like iconic. And it's not just iconic because of like the traps and like the gore. Like the first one is iconic. Pull up the score for that in comparison. Because I feel like this, you know what happens? And I'm probably guilty of this with like the Halloween franchise even. When they feed you shit as a fan of something for so long and you've stayed dedicated to it, once they finally give you something good, you'll just give it the highest scores ever. You know? So like if they give you something serviceable and halfway decent, you're going to be willing to overlook mediocrity in anything. Do they even have Rotten Tomatoes for Saw 1?
They do.
What is it?
Audience score 84%, critic score 50.
That critic score is criminal. And that is the crazy thing. To put these two side by side and say that this has got a better critical score than the original. The original, because like nobody knew what it was when it came out, and the twist in the original, this is a movie you're never going to see, right?
Correct.
So, but you understand the premise. Like this guy, basically he's dying. And he wants people to appreciate their life more who do bad things, right?
I actually didn't even know that.
Yeah, so he takes people who are doing bad things and puts them in scenarios to save their life. Like all of his traps are brutal, but they're designed with the ability to get out of them. But you're gonna have to sacrifice something to get out of them, essentially. So he has this guy trapped in a room for the entirety of the movie, and he's making them do these things to themselves to essentially try to get out. And you find out basically at the end of the movie that the entire time he's been in the room with them. Like there's been a person that they believed was dead that's just been laying on the floor in the middle of them, like these two people in this room. And he just gets up and like closes the door and he's like, you failed your test essentially. And you're like, oh shit, like this guy's literally been here the whole fucking time. Like, and it's just like a mind-blowing twist once you see everything play out through the whole movie. And it was awesome. Really, really good. Well done. They go down in quality from there and to the point where like they've just been bad. This movie, on the plus side, the guy who plays the main character, I can't remember his name right now.
Tobin Bell.
Tobin Bell, thank you. He's great. He's really, really good. I would also say there's a couple of side characters that were really good. They bring back one of his sidekicks for the later movies, and she's good in it too. But they do a good job of making Tobin Bell a hero of sorts, more of like an anti-hero in this movie, because it's easier to get behind the reasons he's doing what he's doing. Because in the past, it's like he chose like drug users, thieves, things like that, and tried to teach them a lesson. But in this, essentially, he's dying, like I said, at the end of the first movie. And he's resigned to the fact that he's going to die. And he gets set up with these people who are doing an experimental surgery or treatment that can cure cancer. And he pays them all this money. Goes to another country, gets this experimental surgery and like medication that's outlawed in the United States. Finds out that they robbed him.
Oh shit.
Like they faked all of it. None of it was real. So, I guess I don't know what's in the trailer or not. So we'll just say I'm spoiling shit. So please stay, but if you don't want to, I'm not as mad as last week. I'm not going to tell you just to get the fuck out. Like, I apologize for that. That might have been unnecessary. If you did leave, thanks for coming back. So he is now like kind of more justified in why he has a vendetta against these people, but also why his methods of like, I'm not going to just murder you. Like, you have the chance to learn a lesson from this, and I'll let you live. But at the same time, like, the stuff that he does to people in this, I don't really see what lesson I could learn, because he like brutally fucks some of these people up. At the same time, like, it's weird. It wasn't as graphic to me as some of them were. I take that back. So there's one where he makes somebody cut parts of their brain out.
Oh shit.
That one was kind of crazy. There's another one where he has somebody, again, spoilers, because like I'm just now gonna go through like the list of murders on this. So if you were interested at all in it, don't watch this. They have to fill up a container with their bone marrow to a certain level, and it'll get the trap to disengage. But what they have to, the most bone marrow's in your leg, I guess, like in your thigh or femur or something, and they have to like cut their leg off to like get to it. And there's like another person that he puts in front of radiation, and like she's gonna live potentially, but like she's like fried from direct radiation. So it's like, what lesson can I learn and like live from this to a point? You know what I mean? Like that, or like if I don't have a leg, like, but I at the same time, and I'm not.
The lesson to learn is you're here because you're a fucked up person.
Yeah, so like that's where like these people have been taking advantage of people who their last savings that they had to hand down to like their children and things like that. They're preying on these people who have cancer and taking their last life savings and giving them hope. And like that was his whole premise, is you're stealing.
So the radiation punishment makes sense. Though.
Yeah. But he's like, his whole thing is like, you're stealing hope from people. You know, like the last thing that like a person who has cancer has left, you're preying on that.
Yeah.
And so they do a good job of making him now. And the other ones, like, I think it's a little harder to get behind the message at times. With this one, you're a little bit more behind him being like dealing out his kind of justice to a point, you know? So I appreciate that, and he does a really, really good job of like setting everything up. But like the problem is like the twist didn't really do anything for me that you get throughout it. And unless you're just a really big fan of this franchise, I just don't understand how it scores that highly for everybody. Other than the fact that, like I said, recency bias, and the fact that for 10 years plus, like when did the original come out? 2004. Okay. So like for literally 9 years now, they've given you 10 movies, and 2.5 of them to like 3 maybe. I've heard mixed. I don't remember the middle ones as good, but somebody did say that like
19
movies.
You said 9 years.
Oh shit. 2004. I was thinking, you know what I did there? You can see what I did there.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's 2014.
You'll see me stop and like, I'm like, oh fuck, numbers are running in my head. I'm like, where the fuck you get 9 years?
Yeah. So yeah, over the course of like 20 years, though, essentially, right? You just feed a fan base mostly bad movies, that when you finally get something that is like a serviceable thing, and look what they had to do. And I don't know if this is a lesson that you get from like the Halloween franchise, of retconning all of the bad sequels that you've put out.
Wait, what?
Retconning. Eliminating them.
Okay.
Getting rid of them. So like Halloween came out. Halloween 2018 is a direct sequel to Halloween 1. So it writes out everything else that's happened in between it. So you could have movies that you like in there. You could have ones that you think are just atrocious, right? It writes them all out of it.
Gotcha.
And it allows them a fresh start from where the movie franchise started. And essentially that's what you have here, right? This takes place in between 1 and 2, which are on the higher end of quality for these movies. And they're just like, well, let's just plop a movie down in between these, where the character hasn't been diluted yet, hasn't made these weird decisions or whatever happens for the rest of the franchise, and we can just write off of the original movie. Like, we can take where we think he would have been coming off the first movie and write the story there.
But then why call it Saw 10? Why can't more movies go for the 1.5 like Lion King?
Because that worked so well when Lion King did that.
Yeah, it didn't. But
You know,
just if this was Saw 1.5.
I do think because Saw 10, like Saw X, looks sexier on a graphic.
Yeah, no, it works.
It's kind of clean, right?
The letter X is just a beautiful letter.
On a movie, I think it works really well.
Yeah.
Triple X, Vin Diesel and porn.
I like the Ice Cube one, actually.
My God. Do you like the third one with both of them?
I didn't know there was a third one.
There is.
Oh, shit.
Came out in 2019, 2018.
Oh, so recently.
Yeah, very recent.
Huh.
If it's post 2020, I'm going to be so pissed off at myself.
2017.
Oh, I was still pissed off. I think my original guess was going to be 2017, but that seemed too far away.
Return of Xander Cage.
Yeah, so Vin Diesel comes back, and then you do get a little Ice Cube action.
All right, valid.
It's pretty good.
No exhibit. He was in the second one.
I don't think he's in this.
I just remember he was like,
Sam L's in it.
If it got wheels, we could jack it.
Yeah, and they steal a tank.
Yeah,
they take the tires.
Didn't even
off
have
the
wheels.
Tank. Yeah, it's
just had tracks, but
that's
sure.
why the movie's not good. Like it's a objectively hilarious movie, or line in a movie, but the movie is bad.
Oh, it's one of those movies that like is bad, but you still enjoy it.
But I think that like the first one's better for that reason.
I don't think the first one's as bad.
So that means that's why you think it's worse.
Yeah.
That's like a fucked up scale.
It's like the second one's a worse movie, but it's funnier because of it. So it makes it more enjoyable for me. I do like the action in the first one.
Yeah, like I feel like the action in the first one's like legitimately like pretty solid.
Yeah.
It works. It's like a little bit like it stays a little bit closer to like James Bond.
They also had a better car at the end. I like the GTO.
I don't know what cars. You're the car guy here.
No.
You're the Drift King. The DK.
DK.
So I had this movie ranked 22nd on my year-to-date rankings.
I also just realized how risky it was for me to Google XXX, but it worked out.
It also shows that my search history ain't bad, though, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, so can you see what the last result is?
It is X videos. I was looking up Twitter.
Okay.
So I think I reshuffled my rankings, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I moved some stuff around. Yeah.
Okay. So from the top, or are we going from the bottom?
We
go 65, expend 4.
I'm only gonna read up to because I don't want to give away my creator ranking yet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So expend 4 isn't 30. It's last. I've moved it to last. I had to move it to last.
Wow.
I was so upset about the movie, and I just think it deserves last place. Fuck that movie. 65 is in 29th. Kandahar is 28th.
All right, don't keep going. Just tell me where's this movie? Saw 10, and then we'll do the full recap when we do creator.
All right, Saw 10 is at 22.
Oh damn, that's lower than I thought you would have put it. Okay.
22. It's lumped in with all the other 2.5-star movies. And it's just kind of moving stuff around. That's where I shifted around a lot of my 2.5-star movies. Because this made me rethink a lot of things. Because also, I don't think this is like a bad movie. I understand that for people who are a fan of this franchise especially, that they're going to feel the same way I felt about Halloween. That like, we finally fucking got one, Like they finally did something right by us for being dedicated for 19 years to this franchise. So I understand for a lot of people where it's going to get that type of love. But then I think if you're not like that type of fan of the Saw franchise, how can you say that this is that good? All right, let's move on to the creator though. Because to the flip side, and I won't be spoiling this is a movie theater movie. Okay. This is the type of thing that you should go out to the theater and see.
Okay. And
it presents me a bigger issue. And you're bringing up box office now.
Yeah.
Here's the fucking problem, right? And this is not a problem with the creator. This is the problem with us as movie consumers, as movie goers, as fans of movies, TV, pop culture, right?
Yeah.
We spend most of our days complaining about reboots and sequels and retreads of the same ideas, and you know, like no originality left in Hollywood, right? Like
Yep.
this is what we fucking complain about. And then when we get movies like this, and by no means am I telling you that this is perfect, that this is the best movie I've ever seen, but this movie deserves to be seen. Like it deserves for people to go out and watch it. The way you get more movies like this and you improve on these kinds of ideas and get movie theater or movie studios to be more willing to invest into these kind of ideas is by having people actually go out and go to the cinema and watch it, right? Because the issue is this week in the box office, this movie, The Creator, came in at third. It made $18 million. Am I right?
Yeah. No, wait. I'm sorry. Made 15 domestic, 18 international, 33 worldwide.
Yeah, so I think it got saved by international because that actually makes it so it's going to probably get at least break even, if not do a little better.
Hopefully.
Why did nobody go out for this? I don't understand it. And like, interestingly enough, it hasn't. I've seen mixed reviews on it. I've seen some people give it kind of low scores. I've seen it. Then I've seen other people give it very high scores. I don't even understand that. Like, how in the fuck? Are we not gauging everything on the same scales? Like on Rotten Tomatoes, this is more of a Rotten Tomatoes argument right now for me, or just a question, I suppose, more than an argument. What is their scale? And what is the scale of the people that they use as aggregates to, like, the compilation they create of scores, right? To give their number out, that this has a 68 and Saw has a fucking 80. Because, like, Saw is a rehash, a 10th movie in an iteration that has no right to be rated that highly when you have something that is creatively done as well as this, visually stunning, solid action, a little slow at points. John David Washington, I've seen some people say he's bad. I really enjoyed him in this movie. I thought he was very good in it. And the child actor that they used, stellar, phenomenal, great. Like, how is this a 68? What are we using to create these lists? And as long as a system like that is set up, that's going to dictate what gets people into the theater, we're going to continue to have this issue of not getting original content into the movie theater any longer. That's why you're going to have 10 years from now, we're going to be talking about Saw 15. That's why last week I had to come on here and talk about a reboot of Halloween after the worst fucking Halloween movie ever came out a year ago. Right? Because the shit that makes money is that. And somehow if they come out with something that's even like substantially passable, you're going to give it a 90.
I mean, it's like I said last week. I mean, they're going to keep milking stuff so they don't have to stress themselves out trying to be creative. And as long as we as consumers keep supporting it, we're fucked.
Yeah. But then it begs the question, because how much did Saw make?
Saw made 18 domestic.
How much worldwide?
Worldwide, 31.
So it still made more.
No. Because Creator
almost
had
break
33,
even.
so.
Okay, almost break even.
They're close.
So
they made more domestic.
And I'm not going to add in, like, neither one of them came in first. I don't have a problem with who came in first. I think it's funny. Like, Paw Patrol beat both of them. But that's like something we've talked about.
A movie out. Like,
that's something we've talked about though a lot on here. Like, animated movies are always going to have like a certain baseline level to them,
yeah.
You know, because parents just want to bring their kids to something and get them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they're not going to be as critical about what the movie is. They just want to bring them to something.
Yeah, like it's just like, and like kids love Paw Patrol. I'm sure, like, I don't have kids, but I'm sure kids love Paw Patrol. This movie is worth going out to see. I recommend it to people. Like, please, if you're on the fence about it, give it a shot. Just like, and I'm not saying that you're going to come out of it being like it was the best movie ever. I really enjoyed it. I have it ranked at number 5.
Holy shit.
I put it in number 5 on my year-to-date list. I bumped down other movies. This is actually where I started reworking some stuff, because I do think, like, I have Indiana Jones probably rated too highly.
Really? Okay.
But I really liked it, and I think I appreciated that. Like, this kind of, okay, this is actually a perfect example now that I'm thinking about it, of what I'm talking about, right? You have The Creator, which is an individual movie creative on its own. You have Indiana Jones that I have rated as highly as I do because it benefited from nostalgia, and it benefited from the fact that they had done a really, really bad job with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and the fact that they came back with like a serviceable, solid movie. My expectations were so low that when I came out of it happy, I gave it a much higher rating. And I feel like that's the same thing that we're looking at with something like Saw, right? Is that like, dude, like the ninth one, like I'm talking from a fan perspective, like the ninth one was terrible. The eighth one was terrible. The seventh one was awful. The sixth one's awful. Just keep going down the list. They're all fucking bad, right? So once they finally put together a plot that gave their main actor like a purpose, right? Like a start, end, and a start, middle, and a finish to his story purpose, right? Gave him an actual arc and a like a reason for his actions. We just gave it a great score because of how bad everything that came in between it was, versus this that might have its issues, but we're gonna punish it because we have nothing to compare it to. I put it at 5. So to reiterate my rankings, Mission Impossible is still at 1, and there is a common theme here to a point, and maybe I have to like look at my own self a little bit
and see how much of like nostalgia is a factor
or biases in there. Yeah, like because like Mission Impossible, John Wick, Guardians of the Galaxy, top 3 movies on my list. The debate we had coming out of the theater last week was this versus Guardians. And I still think Guardians should be higher because at the same time, all 3 of their movies are pretty good. I thought the second one was bad, but I think generally all 3 of the Guardians movies are looked at as positive. So it's not the same conversation that's being had here. And I appreciate that, to me, Guardians of the Galaxy was able to touch on 3 different genres very solidly, right? It has good action. It's still funny. And it made you feel something.
Yeah.
I think those 3 things are very important. And the fact that it successfully did those is why I kept it at 3. Next is The Covenant, which I've come on here for the entirety of this year, basically, and repped and talked about how awesome I think it is. So it's not moving. That's staying in the top 5. That's on Amazon Prime if people want to watch it.
Yeah, I saw that actually just dropped.
Yeah, it is on Amazon Prime. I highly recommend it. So then you have The Creator. And then we get into ones that I think we probably have to have a conversation about, right? For me personally, like this is a me conversation of moving some stuff around and tinkering around with the list a little bit. Because I rattling them off real quick. Indiana Jones, Meg 2, Transformers, Fast 10.
I forgot Meg 2 ranked that high on your list.
I love that movie. It's on HBO Max. Check that one out too.
All right. Damn, I feel like that went to streaming fast.
Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with my Meg 2 placement.
Okay.
Because I think Indiana Jones and Fast 10 are the ones where bias might be stepping in a little bit more so Fast 10. Like I've kept Fast 10 now in my top 10 movies of the year. And I don't know, looking at stuff like what I would drop down, like.
But like, remember what you said too. Like, this isn't a critical list. This is just based on your enjoyment of the movies.
Yeah, yeah. But in retrospect, it's like I do have to have some like critical thinking in there, like I suppose. But yeah, for right now, this is the way it lays out. Those are my top 9. You get into Mario, TMNT, the animated movie, Spider-Verse. So that's my animated run right there. They're all grouped together. Got Gran Turismo, Overachiever of the Year, maybe.
Hell yeah.
For me. Strays, Blackening, Barbie, Scream. No Hard Feelings, Last Demeter, D&D, Flash, Saw, Shazam, Creed, Blue Beetle, Talk to Me, Quantum Mania, Kandahar 65, Expendables. The things that I'm still thinking about moving is... Like, Creed's probably a better movie than some of these other movies, but I remember leaving so frustrated. And this is the vice versa to what we were talking about with, like, a Guardians, right? Where Guardians, it's like all 3 movies are good, and then this one lives up to that. Whereas to me, like, I loved Creed 1, Creed 2, and this one just, like, misses somewhere for me. And I think I've just held it against it all year round, or all year long, in the fact that, like, I think I have to move it in front of Flash and Shazam, probably. You're overly harsh on D&D.
I still don't. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're running out of time. We're approaching an hour and a half too. Fuck. Did you have anything you watched?
So I actually did watch The Covenant.
Oh, you actually did?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I loved it.
Am I right on like ranking and everything?
Yeah, no, you're dead on. Like, you hype this movie up every time you talk about it, and so when I finally saw that it was available on Prime Video, I was like, fuck, I gotta watch it. And I was not disappointed. I almost thought like it was gonna be one of those things where you hyped it up so much that I was gonna have such a high expectation of it and it wasn't gonna live up to it. But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think now if you watch Kandahar, you'll understand my frustration, like why I have one ranked so highly and one ranked so lowly. Because now that you've seen The Covenant, right?
Yeah.
The Covenant's not about Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, it's about the interpreter.
Yeah. Like, Jake Gyllenhaal sells the movie, but the real star is the other guy.
Yeah.
And he's fucking awesome, right? I'm ashamed I don't know his name off the top of my head. But he's very, very good. The vice versa to this is Kandahar follows a very similar storyline, but it's a Gerard Butler puff piece. And that's the difference. You can't say his name.
Dar Salim.
Oh, good job. So that I think that's where when I like those movies are so similar, but the one ideology that they miss is that like this movie puts their main actor in peril and it allows another person to carry it, not only through their actions, like his acting is incredible. Like, you believe in the character, you want to see him succeed, and then you feel for him in the whole last act. I think, like it makes the, like, I don't want to spoil it because I want people to see it, but I think it makes the last act worth it because of what the first two acts do for the movie. So I'm glad you saw it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was great. I loved it.
Anything else that you were able to watch? No.
No, I don't think I was watching anything else.
Okay. I can run through a couple things really quick. I'm trying to remember. Like, I've been renting movies recently.
Yeah.
Because I've been coming across stuff that I want to watch, but I don't think they're worth me like buying.
Like on Vudu?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I rented this Zac Efron movie that came out like 6 years ago.
High School Musical?
No, I've never seen that. We Were Friends.
Okay.
I think, or When We Were Friends.
Why does that sound familiar?
I always fuck up the name on it, but he plays a DJ, like this kid who's trying to become a DJ, and it's got Emily Ratajkowski.
We Are Your Friends.
We Are Your Friends. Surprisingly good. I think I'm an Efron fan.
Yeah,
I've liked quite a few things that he has been in.
Emily Ratajkowski, huh?
I watched that. That was pretty good. It missed me when I was a wee lad 5 years ago.
I want to say I knew her as like an Instagram model. I didn't know
she
was
is.
an actress.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know she did movies. She's really good in this, actually.
Okay,
I liked her.
All right, I'm glad I wasn't wrong then.
Yeah, she's like influencer famous more than she is like movie actor famous. So I saw that. I bought Resident Evil Dead Island, which is the latest in the animated movies from the Resident Evil franchise.
Okay.
Franchise I've talked about on here a lot. I'm a big fan of, as far as like if you want to watch, animated movies and you want ones that are a little bit more close to like I was gonna say adult, but I don't want to be insulting because I like watch whatever the fuck you want to watch. Like, I'm not saying that like Dragon Ball Z isn't like adult. Everybody I know who watches it is an adult.
Yeah.
So I think that would be unfair in saying, but this is a little bit closer to like just a traditional action movie, but it's animated. Like, some of the hand-to-hand scenes, the gunfights are all awesome in the entirety of this franchise. The animation, movie over movie, it's so realistic, it's crazy. It looks awesome. Storylines kind of waver a little bit throughout all of them. I thought the third one was the best. This one was pretty good, though. It takes place on Alcatraz Island, which you can go back and watch our podcast about that. And they are letting loose a new T-virus there, and, shit pops off. So that was pretty good. Anything else? I am up to date on Daryl Dixon.
Okay.
It's been great. again, like another thing I'm super positive on. He is carrying, and they've introduced some new characters that are good, and it's nice to see him. There's no carryover from The Walking Dead. Like, his character's carried over, you know?
But everything else is like fresh.
Yeah, like it's him on its own. And it's not a bunch of like tie-ins and flashbacks and references to The Walking Dead through the first 5 episodes. It's just, or 4 episodes. But it's just, you know, Daryl Dixon that we know, but now in Europe, working to, like, helping these people try to accomplish something. And it's nice. It's a nice standalone story for him. And it has some good moments. I won't say it's like overly tense, because I would never imagine that they would kill him off separate from the main story arc. But it doesn't mean that you can't grow attachment to like the side characters and the newly introduced people. And they've done a really good job with that. And I think one of the things I hope to see come from all of these spin-offs is characters that you look forward to have intertwining now back to the main storyline. So any carryover that you do get from something like this. I believe next week we're getting a trailer or a teaser for the Rick and Michonne TV series. They're originally not going to do a panel on New York Comic Con. If anybody's going to New York Comic Con out there and happens to stop by this panel, I would greatly appreciate you. I was looking at, like, could I swing just going to New York for this one day? I've never done a Comic Con panel before. I think it'd be kind of cool.
What do they do at a Comic Con panel?
So they just have like the actors, the directors, writers, whoever on the panel, and like fans can ask questions. They'll talk about moments from the show. With The Walking Dead, it's like you have a bunch of new series that are on the horizon, so they're going to preview a lot of the new stuff that you're to look forward to. And for a person like me, I think I'd really enjoy that. Like, I like the series a lot. I'm pretty involved with all of the different spinoffs, so I would like to get information on where they're planning to take the series.
Okay,
you know. I think that's what I got. I think that's all I've got. Anything else you can think of? No?
No. It's been a dry week for me.
Another week that they said, you got nothing to talk about. You won't make it. You won't know how to do an hour and a half. We defy odds. That's what we do on this podcast.
Yeah, we did something.
We just defy odds. We talk about pets for 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're an entertainment-based podcast.
Are you not entertained?
We're just making it work out here. Please let me know the pet situation, you know. I'd love to hear pet stories, drop pet pictures. Send your pussy to Dante.
Wait, what? Your cat. Or your cat.
Wink, wink. Like every week, guys, you can find us wherever podcasts are provided. We are on YouTube at For Those With Good Taste. We're on TikTok at Good Taste Pod, Twitter or X videos at Good Taste Live, Instagram at For Those With Good Taste. Limp Bizkit, where can they find you?
Limp Bizkit. I don't get where you're getting this from, but I am Dirty Water ENT on YouTube, Dirty Water _ENT on Twitch and Instagram. And
he gets his voice real sexy when he tells you about what you're going to want to check him out on. So please, ladies, come check him out right on there.
You think that's a sexy voice?
Yeah. Dude, anybody who listens to this whole podcast and then hears the 30 seconds of you shouting out your channel will know exactly what I'm talking about. You got so sexual with your voice. It was insane. All right. We bid you adieu. It's been real. Love you all. Peace out. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I should have said that earlier, but yeah, please do that.
Yeah. Hit us up.
Deuces. Oh, we're almost at 100 followers. Get us there. Please get us there. Tell a friend, ask a friend. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Lenny will do something special at 100. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I'll show you my pussy. That means I'm going to get a cat.
Oh, you decided on a pet.
Yeah, joking. I won't do that. Peace out.
For those with good taste.